Hello guys, Tops here. Today I want to talk about the Cleaver Duelist, and I think this build kind of just sucks. And let's start with it. So the first problem that I have is I have problems with perks. I need a lot of perks to make this work. I need the Duelist perk for plus 25% armor ignore, and I need Recover because I frequently hit with the Cleaver and I also hit with Decapitate frequently. So I need a lot of fatigue to make this work. By the way, this is a Cleaver with -3 less fatigue build up, and I'm also a cultist, so I get +2 fatigue recovery per turn. So I'm basically, this is, I take 5 less fatigue per swing because of a framed weapon and the trade than normal. So normally this would be way worse. So right away we can see I need Duelist, I need Recover. So I have 2 perks that I really need in order to make this work. And there are other perks that I might need as well. So right away I can't really stack damage. So I can't take Headhunter or Executioner in addition. I am kind of limited to Berserk and Killing Frenzy. I can't take additional defensive perks to make me more tanky. Yeah, so even with the bonus stats that I get from being a cultist, as you can see here, get all of these nice bonus stats, it's really hard to build these guys. And of course I need high attack, high defense, high base fatigue, and still enough hit points and resolve to work with everything. Yeah, so right away I need a lot of stats, I need a lot of perks. In a normal playthrough I would probably need a God Pro in order to make this work. And here you can see, what do I get for that? I have a Famed Cleaver with additional damage, 51 to 77. Here is a two-handed Cleaver, 78 to 104. I have more armor pen, I have more armor efficiency, I have more base damage. In this case, I would have the additional 25% armor pen from the Duelist. So that comes on top of everything, but I'm also spending a perk for that. So you can already see the problem. Like, this thing has the same action point cost, also costs 4 action points to swing. Takes the same mastery, but I do not need the Duelist perk. Because I have higher base damage, higher armor pen and higher armor efficiency. I don't need Duelist, right? So I have another flex perk free that I could take for quick hands, or in this case I took adrenaline, whatever. So I have one less perk to spend. And I still need high attack, defense, and high fatigue, right? But one less perk to spend, that is huge. You have to imagine, I'm doing more damage, as you can see. This thing does way more damage than this thing. So why would you build a Cleaver Duelist, I'm asking? I don't know. And let's test this in-game actually. I want to see how the Cleaver Duelist performs. And we're gonna test that. As you guys know, I always test things and theories, always re-evaluate things, and I'm gonna send forth my friends. I'm gonna see what happens. And yeah, there's another thing too. I'm less flexible with one-handed weapons because I don't have a reach weapon, right? Okay, let's see what happens. One hit. Okay, that's half HP, roughly. Gonna adrenaline again. Let's see what my Famed Mace does. One shot. And this Famed Mace doesn't even have additional damage. It rolled on armor efficiency and fatigue. So you can already see, of course that was a headshot, but you can already see the massive difference in damage between a one-handed weapon and a two-handed weapon. And now I also have the flexibility of the quick hand and then move around and swing with my ranged weapon. That's something that I don't have with the Cleaver Duelist. Of course, theoretically I could give him quick hands and a whip too, but you know, that's another perk. Do I really have that many perks to spend on the Cleaver Duelist? I find that to be unrealistic. Most of the time I don't. Now I have to look at that. I have the utility. I can hit this guy, or this guy. You know, so many things I can do. Also, I'm using less fatigue while doing so. Right? So, in terms of output compared to fatigue, nothing can really compete with the two-handed weapons in my mind. So why would I spend so many additional perks? This was while sended, by the way. So this would have been a one-shot again. So why do I spend that many stats and that many perks on a weapon that is inferior when it comes to damage, and that is inferior in terms to flexibility? Right? Why would I do that? I don't know. Doesn't make sense in my mind. Let's see. Kills him, now he has Killing Frenzy. We're still sanded. Okay, we do less damage because of that. That's an issue. But you can see the damage difference. This guy got almost one-shotted, has now a severe concussion while sanded with a two-handed mace that does not have additional damage. This additional damage cleaver triggered a light injury on a headshot and didn't even do half HP while sanded. So there is a massive damage difference. And you can say, okay, you have the additional damage from bleeding, which is, of course, it's kind of correct. But on the other hand, it's also like, I rather have the burst damage right away. And undeads, like, a third of the game doesn't care about bleeding at all, right? Because it's immune to bleeding. So, I don't know. I think, let's see. Now it's interesting. That's a one-shot. That was good damage. Yeah, against very light armor, was not a one-shot though. And I don't have the utility of doing these kind of things. I can't do that with my one-handed weapon. You know, the massive threat range of my thing. Right? As you guys saw there. The massive threat range of the two-handed weapons in comparison. You know? So I heard some people like the Duelist, and I would really like to know why. Because I don't like it so much. And I don't see a reason why you would ever build a cleaver Duelist over a two-handed cleaver. Or in general, over a two-hander. If you find a bro who is capable of wielding a one-handed cleaver, you can make this bro easily into a two-hander. And the two-hander just does more damage, has more flexibility, has more utility, uses less perks and less stats. So why? Also, it's okay if they go fatigue neutral. So why would you ever play a cleaver Duelist? I'm asking that myself and I have no answer to that. I don't know. Guys, please let me know in the comments how you use your cleaver Duelist, or if you use them and how do you build them, what is the fix to this problem. I would really like to know, guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.